Welcome back, everybody. I am Marilee Burnett, your tarot reader and astrologer, here with your weekly reading for June 5th of 2023. Thank you in advance for liking and subscribing to my channel. When you mark on that subscribe button, then you get notified each time I create these new videos, which I do now on a weekly basis. So thank you for joining, and thank you for sharing my work with those that you think could benefit from it. So we've gotten through a lot of crazy tension in the past several weeks. We've just concluded our full moon in Sagittarius, and we'll be feeling the effects of that through the first few days of the week as well. Now, if you want to get ready for the next new moon in Gemini, you should come and join me in my Sip and Stars group. It's just a small group where we come together and I give you a lesson on the sign that the new moon is in, talk about the things that you can create and help you create your new moon wishes. And then I do some chart reading. So if you want to know specifically at a very cost affordable price point what's going to happen for you in the new moon, come join the group. You can join one time, you can join as a member and get a steeply discounted rate for the session, but the more the merrier. We're having a lot of fun. It's still new, we're still growing, but we're having a great time working with each other. So I look forward to seeing you there. I'll have the link down below so you can join us. All right. Now, let's talk about this week. There's a few things going on, but the biggest and most important one is that Venus will be opposite to the sign of Pluto, just as it enters into the sign of Leo. So this is an amazing time for a lot of change to happen. Venus and Pluto have I'd say a little bit of a toxic relationship would be a wonderful way to describe that. And so this is a really good time to break free from any toxic relationships that you have in your life. Now, we have relationships with more than just people, right? We have relationships with money, and Venus rules over money as she is a ruler of the sign of Taurus, and then she also rules over relationships as she is the ruling planet for the sign of Libra, which of course speaks to our relationships. So Venus themes opposing Pluto, while they both are squaring the nodes, will be important all week long, but especially at the beginning of the week. Now, the nodes are our fate and our destiny. The North Node is our guiding light. It is presenting us with opportunities that help us grow into our purpose. That South Node is all the things that we have already experienced in the past. This could be a past life. It could be people coming in from your past. It's very karmic. So there's lessons that you should have already learned, and you're supposed to be applying the lessons you've learned when you work with the South Node. So this forms what we call a grand fixed cross. The signs that are activated are all what we call fixed signs. They are not very flexible. So then when you get this grand cross, which looks like a big red square in the sky with two red crosses in the middle, it is saying to you there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure wherever you have Venus and Pluto in your chart. And from that pressure, you will end up experiencing something that can be rather life-changing, something that will push you outside of your boundaries, outside of your comfort zone, and really push you to break free from any situation that is toxic for you. Remember that Pluto energy is about death and transformation. It's power, it's fear. And it's not necessarily a negative planet, but it feels that way at times because it shows us the things that we don't really want to see about ourselves. Pluto is the ruler of the underworld, right? That is where things go to be hidden, right? They don't want to be out in the light. They're in the dark. It's Scorpio energy, right? So there's some intensity to this week, but the intensity is on purpose so that we can see what we need to see and we can transform it and take our power back. This could be an important week for women in general because of Venus being a feminine energy. This could be secrets involving women or a particular woman coming out, being brought to the surface. Themes involving women could go through power struggles this week, but all so that we go through this big transformation. Between now and July, this intensity with this Pluto T-square to the North Node and the South Node is going to continue to escalate. Pluto works slowly. It only moves a few degrees every year, but that's because of the work is so very much internal, right? And you have to really slow down and get in touch with whatever this is for you so that the changes can happen. Squares mean we have to take action. We have to do something different. And if we don't, the consequences just are not worth it. So this is not a time for digging in your heels, which is very much that fixed energy reaction. This is a time for being really open, being honest, and bringing more flexibility, especially again in the areas that Venus and Pluto rule in your chart, and then as well as where they are by transit. When they both sit at 0 degrees, this is an intense degree. This is something that we really need to see and pay attention to and see in a new light. 0 is a brand new beginning. It's critical, right? It is so intense on purpose because it really sets up your experience for the transition that Venus will be making through Leo, and she's going to be in there for the whole summer. So again, wherever you have Leo energy in your chart, what's happening now is setting you up for something that you're going to explore in depth this summer as soon as Venus goes retrograde. And really, as soon as Venus hits the mark where she's going to go retrograde and enter shadow, which will be 12 degrees of Leo. Venus moves fairly quickly. So there's lots to unpack there that we'll be talking about throughout the summer, especially because as Venus enters there, she'll start squaring with Jupiter. So you have both of the benefic planets really helping you to bring some change into the house where you have this transit happening. Also, you have to think about 2015. This is the end of the cycle that started back then, because that's the last time we had Venus in this area of your chart, and it will begin a new 8-year cycle. So lots to uncover there, and I'm sure the cards will be very interesting for us. So let's take a moment to shuffle and take a look at our cards. For this week, you want to always remember to watch for your rising sign, your sun, and your moon sign. But in particular, because of the tension that's going on this week, it may also be really helpful to take a look at where you have that Pluto and Venus energy in your chart. Even the North Node and South Node. I know it's kind of complex, but might be really helpful to just listen to all signs this week because there is so much going on and you'll want to be prepared. So up first, let's take a look at the sign of Aries. Aries, you have the Four of Pentacles. So finances are going to be under pressure, right? The four corners, just like this fixed cross. If you look at the chart that I was speaking to, right, it's a box, very much this card of the Four of Pentacles. Now, we need balance. When we see the number 4, it is a time of creating good financial structures for yourself. The only thing that you need to take cautiously is that you're not being too stingy. Sometimes when I see this card, we're being so reserved and so structured with our finances that we actually create a sense of lack for ourselves. And clearly, we don't want to have a sense of lack. We want to be responsible with our finances, but it doesn't mean you have to be afraid of spending money. It's always a good idea when you are spending money to be practicing gratitude. Thankful that I have the money to pay this bill. I am thankful for my employer that provides me with the money that allows me to pay this bill. Like, really go in depth. If you want to change your relationship with money, which is what is showing up for you, practice gratitude. All right, up next, let's take a look at Taurus. Now, Tauruses, since you are ruled by Venus, you will have more intensity going on this week. So we have the Page of Cups. This is an opportunity where somebody may be expressing their feelings for you. This could be something very, very brand new as far as a relationship beginning goes. So again, be cautiously optimistic about what's being presented to you this week, but know it's going to push you outside your comfort zone. And as long as you are prepared for that, it can be an overall great week and a really good experience. But don't jump in head first. This is something that you should give time because it's very young and it's very immature. Page, of course, has the energy of the one, so that is definitely a possibility that you could be getting a new relationship with somebody in a water sign, right? So that's Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So again, set your intentions this week to be open to experiencing love in a new way, and it could be a very exciting week ahead for you. Gemini. The Three of Wands is a wonderful card because it says that you really don't have to do anything this week. All the work that you've put into whatever your current goals are, now's the week where things will start showing up for you, and you could, get a payout basically for what you've done. This person is sitting here and watching for their ships to be coming in from the harbor that are bringing in all the goods and all the rewards for all the work that they have been doing. The Wands energy is something that you've been doing that you're really passionate about. So you'll want to be open and aware. The nice thing about you early born Geminis is that Venus energy is going to be speaking in a sextile. So sextile is a very gentle, subtle energy. So this change may be something that you see or feel more on an internal level than showing up externally in your life. But it will be a time of patience. So that 3 energy is even connecting to spirit, right? And following the guidance that you're being given there. So don't panic. Don't try to change gears just yet. This is a week for being patient and watching those seeds that you've planted bear fruit. Next, we have Cancer. Again, not a surprise, we're getting more wands, which is fire, which aligns with Venus and Mars, both being in the sign of Leo. So the 6 of Wands is you receiving some rewards and recognitions for the hard work that you have been doing. This is other people in your community actually celebrating you for something that you have achieved. So that's very exciting. And that 6 energy has you actually feeling really happy and joyful. So this is a good week for you, even though there is change required. This is change that you knew you needed to make, and you're on board with making it. All right, Leos, you again, especially early born, have a lot of things to uncover. Now it says you won't be doing it alone, because the Three of Pentacles shows up when we are working with a mentor, with an expert, getting expert advice. Again, that 3 energy, which we're seeing here again, is about connecting with spirit, with source, connecting to our creator, connecting to your creative gifts. So if you do something with your creativity, maybe in the form of a business, there could be a mentor, somebody that you will speak to this week that is going to be extra helpful. So this tension that you're feeling, just know that there is an expert out there waiting to help you. You just have to connect and actually let them. Up next is Virgo. So Virgo, you have the Page of Swords. Now your ruler is Mercury. So this makes sense, right? You are very analytical, and the tension from this week for you is going to open your mind to new ideas. There is the energy of somebody new, somebody young, somebody with new ideas coming into your life that starts you on a new path, right? That page energy is the 1. So whatever new ideas come to you out of all of this stress and tension, you want to follow those through and expect that anything is possible. And you know, all the pressure from this energy is like the pressure that coal goes through to create a diamond. So there is a sparkling diamond of an idea that will present itself for you. And this Page of Swords may not be the most smooth when it comes to using their words. So they might be a little bit blunt and abrupt, but don't let that sway you from listening to the information. Try to really pay attention to the message behind, not how it's actually being delivered. Libras, again, with your ruler being Venus, you'll have a bit more intensity this week. So completely makes sense that you have the Temperance card. So this is our first major arcana card this week. The energy of the Temperance card being the number 14 adds up to the number 5. So this change that is trying to show up for you is definitely pressure filled, right? You early born Libras are just starting to have this experience with Pluto at that 0 degree energy of, what really needs to change for you. Temperance is about needing balance, especially where our emotions are concerned. You're so good at sacrificing your needs for other people, but what you'll find this week, if you try to continue down that path, is you're going to become overwhelmed and exhausted. So this week, protect your energy. Give to yourself as much as you give to other people. And then that way, that the change and the pressure that you feel this week, maybe it's going to actually help you restore balance. Maybe some people where you're expending too much energy where they're concerned will learn how to take care of themselves, and that will free you up to spend more time and energy on the things that are important to you. Up next we have Scorpio. Your ruler is Pluto, so there is some more intensity, which of course you already know because you've been living through the South Node going through your sign. It will be there till mid-July, and what the 8 of Pentacles says is this is a time for you to slow down and pay attention to the details, especially where money and work is concerned. This is a great time for taking a class, even if you sign up for just a course, right? But it's something you want to study in detail, like coming to the 7 stars. It's a good time to really focus on what you want to create as far as your finances go. And doing that might require you to go back and get more of an education in order to get to the level that you want to get to from a financial perspective. Now, the 8 energy is an infinity symbol if it's on its side. And you have like this infinite knowledge when it comes to making money. You're very creative with it. You just have to learn to let go of your attachments to all the shiny things and instead focus on things that are of quality as far as your finances are concerned. So there's pressure this week, but if you slow down and look at what the pressure is actually trying to show you, what you need to change, big financial opportunities can be part of your breakthrough. Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, you are just coming off of a full moon in your sign, and you might actually just be done with something or someone in your life, because the 5 of Swords shows up when we need to pay attention to the people in our lives and ourselves in particular, because there's some dishonesty going on. We're either being dishonest with ourselves about a situation, we're trying to win at all costs, and we're not paying attention to the words that we're saying and the harm that they're causing to other people. So this is an important week where you look at the pressure that you're under and try to understand your reactions. Are you lashing out? Is your lashing out appropriate? Are the words appropriate? Because the 5 energy says there is something that you need to change as far as your communication style goes this week. And you may have some intense arguments going on that are going to teach you that lesson. So instead of digging in your heels, defending your side at all costs, really try to take a look at the perspective of the other people that are part of this discussion this week. Capricorn. Well, you have a great week because you have the Wishes Coming True card, which is the 9 of Cups. So this pressure for you is great. You don't have a problem with it. It feels good. You love the hard work. You love to be on a deadline because you know how to deliver. Something about this change and transformation for you has you feeling really emotionally fulfilled. So set your intentions this week to use this energy to create what it is that you want most in your life, because you are likely to get it. The 9 energy is about endings and completion. So this is a goal that is really speaks to your heart. It's so important to you. And the great news is it's coming to be this week. So congratulations. Aquarius. That 7 of Cups card is going to help you use this pressure this week to make some choices. You have quite a few in front of you, and you have been a bit stagnant in the direction forward that you need to take. It is important when we have so many choices in front of us that we really look at what's involved in the choices, right? These are things, if you look at all the different themes in these cups, they're all very, very different. But on the outside, the cups all look the same. So you feel as if it doesn't really matter which choice I make. They all look the same. But this is about connecting. That 7 energy is about connecting to your intuition, your inner guides, and that feeling you get when you think about the choice you're making is what you should be paying more attention to than the shiny, sparkly cup that's in front of you. This is an emotional choice, or it's emotional pressure this week. But the good news is once you decide, once you pick something, then you can be on your journey and not be stuck any longer. And last but not least, we have Pisces. So another major arcana card, which says this is an important week for you. You will have things to do that have to deal with justice. It could be contracts being signed. This is you making a commitment, a legal contract with somebody. This could be a time where you're considering marriage, considering what to do about your marriage with all of the pressure that is going on this week. Now, this Justice card is the number 11. And you can see even the columns here, right? There's a portal opening for you this week. So you really want to be leaning into the pressure, looking for ways to restore balance in your life so that when you step through this portal, you are creating what you want going forward, not necessarily what you currently have. So it's an intense week already. The major arcana cards bring it up yet another level to bring even more intensity in. So it's important, whatever you decide this week, you need to check all the details. Don't just sign things like you normally do, right? It's like really dig in and look at all the details. As a result, there'll be something that you end up being committed to for a long time going forward. So enjoy whatever is showing up for you this week because it's going to be big. All right. Those are pretty exciting cards. And of course, there's so much going on this week, but your card holds the clue to what that is for you. And of course, you can always connect to Spirit and ask for more additional messages, or of course, come work with me. I do have really affordable range of services that I provide that can be very helpful to you. You can, in particular, go to my website or my YouTube channel and connect with the energy of the sign of Leo, to connect with your Venus messages and know what this upcoming work will be for you, because it's going to be big. This is, life-changing things happening where your heart is concerned. So you really want to tune in and connect and be open to receiving that. And when you go into a state of hypnosis, your subconscious mind can easily share with you what you need to hear. So I'll have the links down below to some sessions, and plus right up here in this video, you can see the link to some of the other work that I do that is very helpful. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in again this week. I look forward to hearing from you and your stories and what you're manifesting, and feel free to comment down below or message me and share. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much. We'll talk soon.